Hey guys, Bobby Bollinger here. Today I got a video for my Week 8 NFL predictions. Last week went pretty well. 9-6, I believe, something along those lines. And now I stand 55-51, finally starting to build up over 50%, which is a good feeling. It's slow, but I'm getting there. Now, Dolphins versus Ravens already happened, and again I lose the Thursday night game. Neither of these teams really show too much promise, and because the Dolphins, while they had a good record, it was against some pretty bad teams. But I figured, neither of these teams are really any good, so Dolphins have showed a little more promise, but now that promise is gone. Oh, goody! Look what London gets! Yeah, you cannot pick the Browns anymore this season. I mean, what the hell? Why? Why do we always send the bad games to London? It makes no sense. Chargers versus Patriots. Chargers are pretty hot right now, as are the Patriots. And while the Patriots' defense didn't get exposed against the Falcons because the Falcons apparently suck now, the Chargers probably can. But while the Chargers have been storming back, I'm not exactly sure they're storming back enough to beat the Patriots, so I'm gonna give this one to the Pats, tentatively. Bears versus Saints. Saints have been playing well so far, and I believe they're first in the NFC South, actually. But one thing I know about them is the defense isn't going to be good. It might look alright, but it's not alright. So I'm going to give this to the Bears on the basis of Jordan Howard will run all over them, and Mitch Trubisky might actually have a chance to show what he can do. He could have done that against the Panthers, but he was only given 7 attempts. We gotta use that guy soon. Panthers versus Buccaneers. Well, it was a disappointing week for the Panthers, needless to say. But it's been a disappointing season for the Buccaneers, so I have to take the Panthers to win this one. I think they just have the better talent overall. Colts versus Bengals. I'm actually kind of glad the Colts weren't on the television for me last week. That I had to watch the Bears game instead. Because, what was it, 10 sacks against us? Ugh. Now against the Bengals, we should not do as bad. But we should not win either. We are nothing without luck. And that's going to continue. Raiders versus Bills. Both of these teams kind of need to win this game. The Bills are still in a position to take down the Patriots for the AFC East crown, while the Raiders are trying to get back into playoff contention. So both teams would really like to win here. But I think the more complete team is the Raiders, even though that is not a complete team by any stretch of the imagination. 49ers versus Eagles. Oh boy. Now the Eagles did lose some important players, but the 49ers are like a watered down Panthers, so the Eagles, even though they've lost some stuff, should be able to get out a win here. Falcons versus Jets. Oh, God. The Falcons last week were terrible. What the heck was that? I'll tell you what it is. It's crappy play calling mixed with a quarterback who was extremely overrated. That is what happened. Now, the Jets have actually been doing fairly decently, but I don't think they're actually as good as their record would indicate, and they don't actually have that good a record either, so I'm gonna go with the Falcons to bounce back, but if they lose this one, the season is over for them. Texans versus Seahawks. Oh. Strength versus weakness. Two teams that are pretty much the same thing, with some notable differences. Seattle has a much better quarterback. A quarterback who's actually accurate and doesn't put you 16 points behind in the first quarter. The Texans have lost their pass rushers, but I think the difference in a defensive game like this is going to be who runs the ball better and who has the better O-line. And the answer to that is just the Texans. They have the better run game because they actually have a run game. They have the better O-line because they actually have an O-line. And that's going to be a marginal difference, but in a defensive game like this, it's going to be what decides everything. Even though Deshaun Watson isn't good. I know that's unpopular, but trust me on this, he ain't good. Next up, Cowboys versus Redskins. Two divisional rivals that both really need a win. The Redskins, if they lose here, following their loss to the Eagles, it's probably going to knock them out of the playoffs. Not directly, of course, but it pretty much would. Meanwhile, Cowboys kind of in the same boat. They got a good win against the 49ers, which, but I want to give it to the Cowboys just because I don't actually know which of these teams is better, or if any of these teams are better than the other, and I like them more. Sunday night game, we get a treat. Steelers versus Lions. Well, Lions have been playing like crap recently. Steelers have been playing pretty well, though I will say I'm not sure how much of the Steelers stuff is real. I don't think I have them in my top 10 quite yet, but if they carry on, they will be. And I do trust them to carry on against what is a very one-dimensional Lions offense. Just don't worry about the run. They're only going to throw. Final game of the week, Broncos versus Chiefs. Now, I could preemptively accuse the Broncos of throwing off last week to prepare for the Chiefs, but then I'd have to accuse them of throwing off that week and the week before to prepare for the Chiefs, which seems a little bit excessive. So I don't actually think that's what happened. I think the Broncos' weaknesses are just starting to be exposed. And those weaknesses are the O-line. And then the O-line. I hate how everyone is blaming the quarterback. If he doesn't have protection, if his defensive team cannot run the ball, then they will not win. And there's nothing he can do about that. Like, even Russell Wilson, who's specifically built for that kind of team, can barely do it. So, I don't think until the Broncos get that O-line fixed up and functional, the Chiefs have got to get this. Plus, I can't see the Chiefs losing 3 in a row. They've got too much talent for it. And those are my picks for the week. If you disagree, as usual, leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Get it?